Okay, this is our daily study of Pirkei Avot in the Mishnah Ethics of the Fathers. For those who have yard site for tonight, the second of Tammuz, Ben Bell, Harry Cohen, Bessie Green, Sandra Jerwick, Reva Kaplan, Malcolm Littman, Bertha Naron, Sophie Newman, Michael Navor, Morris Pfeffer, Adrienne Rosen, David Rosen, and Minnie Weisbein. May their memory be for a blessing. I have one Hebrew name, that for Malcolm Littman, Avram Melech ben Shraga Feivel. So Le'iloi Mishmasam, in honor of all their memories. A link to the text of Mishnah will be in the first comment below. We are up to chapter 4, Mishnah 7. Rabbi Yishmael beno Omer, Rabbi Yishmael, his son, the son of Rabbi Yossi of the previous Mishnah, said, Hachosech atzmo min hadin, horak mimenu eva v'gazel l'shvuas shav. V'agas libo behora, shota rosh v'agas ruach. Okay, so Rabbi Yishmael says, he who refrains from passing judgment rids himself of enmity and robbery and vain oaths. So this means it's kind of an exhortation to rabbis not to jump to sit on an ad hoc beis din. A beis din, traditionally, a panel of rabbis judging a financial case, let's say, is three rabbis. And nowadays you have a fixed court, but usually, and there are some fixed rabbinical courts actually, but usually Jews will make an ad hoc beis din. And traditionally the way it works is there's a plaintiff and a defendant. So the plaintiff gets to choose one rabbi who sits on it. The defendant chooses another rabbi who sits on it. And those two rabbis choose the third rabbi, which is really very wise, right? So sort of the two rabbis that each of us agree on, if they can choose on a third who's going to be the tiebreaker, that should put everyone on ease that it's a good compromise. But anyway, or that the decision is just and fair. But if you refrain from judging, he's advising here, it's better not to run to sit on such a panel, unless you're the Bartanura comments, unless, of course, you're the only one qualified to do so, then you have an obligation to. But what Rabbi Yishmael is teaching is you should do this as a sort of last resort if you're the only one who's able. But there's something sort of arrogant about saying, sure, I'll be a judge, but judging gets you into terrible circumstances. For example, if you don't judge, you're ridding yourself of enmity, of hate. The person you rule against is going to hate you. It's going to cause hatred, right? Just machlokas, it's dispute is bad. Getting involved is bad. Robbery, meaning if you rule according to the wrong party and you were wrong, well, you just transferred money legally to the guy who's not entitled to it, and now you as the judge have basically committed robbery. And vain oaths, you cause someone maybe to swear falsely. A guy nowadays, it's interesting in America, traditionally, at least in movies I've seen, you put your hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and swear to God. So in the Torah, it's exactly like that, except even more intense. Before the printing press, you didn't put your hand on a printed book. You actually held a Sefer Torah in the witness stand and swore it to God. Imagine how dramatic that is if in court you had to hold the Sefer Torah while swearing to God. That would pretty much deter people from lying, I would think. But if someone does lie, then now you as a judge, you cause someone to take God's name in vain, which is the third commandment, of course. Taking God's name in vain, swearing falsely. Okay, but, and similarly, so it's better to not get involved. And similarly, hagas libo behora, and he who is arrogant in rendering decisions, meaning you say, yeah, I'll be a judge on that panel. I think I have a good sense of who's right here, like you're enthusiastic for some reason to get involved in a dispute. Such a person is foolish, wicked, and arrogant. Very strong words. Foolish because it's not good to get involved in these things. And it's interesting that the commentary of Tiferes Yisrael connects these three things to the three previous things. It said, what did he say previously? That when you refrain from judging, you rid yourself of hatred, robbery, and false oaths. But when you get involved, you're foolish, wicked, and arrogant. So foolish connects to hatred because you're dumb because you don't realize you're going to cause hatred. You're wicked because you led that. The second thing relates to the second thing. You caused theft, perhaps, and that makes you wicked because you might have ruled wrongly. And finally, arrogance relates to the third thing previously of causing a false oath. How arrogant do you have to be to cause someone to swear in the name of God? And are you sure that this decision is going to be rendered correctly? Okay. With all that, as I'm filming this, it's still Rosh Chodesh, so we don't say the El Mole. We say the prayer following the study of Mishnah, but it's for those whose yard sites begin tonight after Rosh Chodesh, the second of Tammuz. Okay. Ana Adonai malei rachmim asher biyadcha nefesh kol chai v'ruach kol b'sar ish. Yeno l'ratzon torasenu tfiloseinu ba'avor nishmas Avram melech ben Shraga Feivel. Yes, kol haskaros shel halayla. Ugmol noim hem chastacha gadol uvtoach lahem shari rachmim v'chesed v'shari gan eden. V'skabel osam ba'avo v'chibo shlach lahem malachecha kedoshim atahorim. Lo lichem lo shivim tachas etzachayim. Etzel nishmos hatzadikim batzidkanios chasidim v'chasidos lehenos miziv shchinasta. Laspia mitucha tzafim otzadikim. V'aguf yanuach bekever b'menucha nechona b'chedva v'simcha v'shalom kedesiv yavo shalom yanuchal mishkavosam holech nechocho v'chsiv yazu chasidim b'chavod yiranol mishkavosam v'chsiv yim tishkav lo sifcha v'shachafta v'arba shnasecha. And in English, please, O Hashem, full of mercy, for in your hand is the soul of all the living and the spirit of every human being. May you find favor in our Torah study and prayer. For the souls of Ben Bell, Harry Cohen, Bessie Green, Sandra Jerwick, Reva Kaplan, Malcolm Littman, Bertha Naron, Sophie Newman, Michael Navor, Morris Pfeffer, Adrienne Rosen, David Rosen, and Minnie Weisbein, in whose memory we study and pray. Accept them with love and affection, and send them your holy and pure angels to lead to settle under the tree of life near the souls of the righteous and devout, to enjoy the radiance of your presence. Satiate them from your good that is concealed for the righteous. May their body repose in the grave with proper contentment, pleasure, gladness, and peace, as it is written, let him enter in peace, let them rest on their beds, everyone who has lived in his proper way. As it is written, let the devout exult in glory, let them sing joyously upon their beds. But as it is written, if you lay down, you will not fear. When you lay down, your sleep will be sweet. Amen.